Well, we're joining you a little bit late here in game number two. We would like to apologize for our crappy Wi-Fi slash hotspot connection out here in the outfield in Gresham. Lily Bravo is now batting for the Mount Hood Saints. We'll give you a recap in just a moment on what has happened. Here's the throw to first for out number 3 to end the first inning as she is thrown out at first to end inning number 1. Started off the inning with the Chemeketa Storm. It was Sierra Hernandez who walked, followed by Cassandra Douglas, who was hit by the pitch. So early on, the Storm had 2 runners on base. As for the next batter, that would have been Isabel Trevino. She struck out, as well as Jessica Rule. Allie Isaac was thrown out by the second baseman to end that. For the Mount Hood Saints here in the bottom half of the first inning, it started off with Ava Carroll. She grounded out to second as well. Madison Walker with a single. Peyton Foreman with a single. Hope Burke, who flew out to center field. It was followed by the first home run of game 2, which we unfortunately were not able to capture for you. Gina Allen with a 3-run shot into left center. And as you see, Sarah Martin followed that with a walk. And as you saw there with Lily Bravo, she was thrown out at first. That's where we stand right now at the end of one. It's 3-0 Saints after taking game number 1 by a final of 15-1. They improve to 16-0 on the year. As for Chemeketa, they drop to 3-10 on the year. Abby Cavazos will lead things off here for the Storm in the second inning. Number 19, Julia Jordan, is on the mound for the Saints, as that one is fouled back. And the count now 0-1. 0-1 count, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Jordan the pitch. Lifted out towards center, back towards the wall. As Ava Carroll makes the play, here's the throw to second, and it will be just a single as Cavazos stays at first. So that'll bring up Ruby Shoemaker. With nobody out here in the top of the second, 3-0 Saints, as the first pitch there is in the dirt, and it's ball 1. So Abby Cavazos represents the runner on first. Jordan with a 1-0. And that one is dribbled right to shortstop. Here's the throw to second. It's in time, and Madison Walker will not throw it to first. So they get the lead run at second for out number 1. But it will be a single fielder's choice for Ruby Shoemaker. First pitch to Forrest is outside the zone. Next pitch as she is tagged down the line for out number 2 here in the third. That will advance Shoemaker to second and bring up Tapuosa. Hannah Tapuosa takes strike 1 down the middle Saints leading at 3-0 here in the bottom of the first of our second of two on this matinee Saturday. Jordan the pitch in the dirt, gets away. Shoemaker will take third on the wild pitch. And now Chemeketa with a runner in scoring position just 60 feet away. The pitch right back to the mound. Flip over to first is there. And that will end the side, retire the side as we head bottom of the second. And the Mount Hood Saints holding on to a 3-0 lead. Both these teams' next series will be at home next Saturday afternoon. And for the Chemeketa Storm, they will welcome in the Clackamas Cougars. I'm sorry, they will welcome in the Clark Penguins. They will end the season with the Clackamas Cougars, as misread the schedule there. So the Chemeketa Storm will welcome in the Clark Penguins. And for the Mount Hood Saints, should be fun next week. And unfortunately, we will not be here with you, as it'll be the top two teams in the division, as the Saints will welcome in the Southwest Oregon Lakers. Lizzie Brockmiller will lead off the bottom of the second here for the Saints. Isabel Trevino is on the mound, as that first pitch is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Lizzie did not play last game. She is in here game 2 as she takes that one down low, and the count goes to 1-1. Trevino carrying over from game 1. She was on the mound as Brockmiller hits that one into left center, rounding first, going to second, staying there. And a leadoff double here for the Saints, as it's Lizzie Brockmiller to get to second. And that'll bring up the other Brockmiller. That is Izzy. So one on second, that would be Lizzie Brockmiller, with nobody out here. In the bottom of the second, Saints leading this game 3-0. Trevino the set, and that one is just outside. Throw down to third, and Brockmiller will not advance. Staying safe at second, and the count goes to 1-0. Trevino the set again. The 1-0. Lifted out into the field, dropping for a base hit. Rounding third, staying there is Brockmiller. The other Brockmiller, Izzy, will go to second, and both of them are on base in scoring position, second and third, with nobody out. So back to the top of the lineup now for the Saints. It is Ava Carroll, who grounded out in the first inning of this game. So meeting at the mound for the infield for Chemeketa. Down 3-0 early here in game number 2 in the bottom of the second. Saints took game 1 15-1. That one ended in 5. 2 runners in scoring position. It's Lizzie Brockmiller on third, Izzy Brockmiller on second. As now we are having a conversation with the umpires who have switched roles. So it is now Larry Varner behind home plate, Wade Fergus on the bases. So after a little delay there, we will pick back up now with Ava Carroll here in the bottom of the second. Nobody out. 2 runners on. New pitcher here for the Storm. They're going back to number 24, Jessica Rule. She pitched early on in game 1. So an early matchup we had with Ava Carroll and Jessica Rule early in game 1. We will see again right now in game number 2. Early on here, bottom 2, as Carroll check swing did not go, and that's ball 1. Saints 3, Chemeketa nothing. As Rule sets and fires. That one lifted out of play over the third base dugout. And it's 1-1. The 1-1 here to Carroll. In the dirt, 2-1. The Brockmillers represent the 2 runs on base. Carroll at the plate with a 2-1 count. The pitch. In there for a strike, and it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes here on Ava Carroll. And the pitch. Dribbled over to third, and a shortstop will pick it up. Throw over to first is in time. Just in time there for out number 1, but it will score the run as Lizzie Brockmiller comes home. Izzy Brockmiller will go to third, and the Saints extend the lead. It's now 4-0 here in the second. Madison Walker takes ball 1 just a bit outside. Izzy Brockmiller on third, ready to come home. Walker with 1 out here in the second. In a 4-0 lead for the Saints. The pitch. Right down the middle. And it's 1-1. One and one here. Jessica Rule sets. And she fires. Down low, coming home is Brockmiller. She scores standing, and the Saints 5-0 here in the second. Two and one here to Walker. And the pitch in the dirt. 3-1. Base is now empty. All the runs have come home. Only one out here in the bottom of the second. Saints lead at 5-0. 3-1 on Madison Walker as she lifts that one out into center field, back at the wall, and it's gone. Madison Walker, who had a home run against Clackamas yesterday, has another one today against Chemeketa, and she extends the Saints lead 6-0 here in the second. Here's Peyton Foreman to follow. 2 home runs for the Saints thus far in this game. Gina Allen had one early in the first, which we unfortunately did not capture because of our horrible internet connection. Madison Walker with the second home run for the Saints. Able to show you that one just a few moments ago. Swing and a miss from Foreman. It's an 0-1 count. Rule in the set. And she fires it down low, and it's 1-1. One and one here to Foreman. Dribbles that one to second. Throw to first. In time, and there's 2 down. That'll bring up Hope Burke next for the Mount Hood Saints. She flew out to center field in the first. And she takes strike 1 down the middle. Oh, and 1 here on Burke. Rule fires. That one lifted, or that one hit out to the third base side, but it's foul. So now it's 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count here on Burke. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck her out to end the inning. But not before the Saints tack on a few more runs at the end of 2. It's Mount Hood 6 and Chemeketa nothing. Top 3 now here in game number 2, 6-0. Saints in front as it is Sierra Hernandez to lead things off for the Storm as she takes ball 1 outside to begin her at bat. Hernandez walked back in the first, and she swings and misses to make it 1-1. .577 average, 4 RBIs this season. As that one just misses. 2 balls and a strike. Now head coach for the Chemeketa Storm, Chelsea Quails, asking for some time to speak to the umpires. As we have a discussion going on there at home plate. Not quite sure what the discussion was about, but now we resume play. A 2-1 count here on Hernandez. The leadoff batter here in the third. Jordan with the pitch, and that one is in there for a strike, and it's 2-2. Jordan again will fire that one to shortstop. Here's the throw to first, and it's there for out number 1. Cassandra Douglas, who was hit by a pitch back in the first, takes strike 1 down the middle. The count goes to 0-1. Next pitch on the way, lifted out, and it's a base hit over the second base glove. Carroll's got it, and she'll throw it back in. No further damage, and it's a single from Douglas. Isabel Trevino next up for Chemeketa. With 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the third, Saints leading this game 6-0 after taking a 15-1 victory in the first game. Swing and a miss, 0-1. On the count. The pitch from Jordan outside, but called for a strike, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out here in the third. The pitch outside, and it's 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes on Trevino. Jordan the windup and the delivery. Dribbled out towards third. Here's the throw to first. Not in time. 2 runners on for the Storm. It's Douglas on second, Trevino on first, as that'll bring up Jessica Rule. Two on, 1 out. Jessica Rule, the batter up. Jordan in the set. And the first pitch to Rule is in the dirt for ball 1. Storm down 6 early here. It's a 6-0 lead for Mount Hood. Rule with a 1-0. And that one, she drills back to her dugout, and it's 1-1. 1-1 the count here on Rule. Jordan delivers. Down low, but in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Next pitch on the way, just outside, 2-2. Jordan, the 2-2. Down low, the count is full. One out here in the top of the third. 2 runners on. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Jessica Rule. And the pitch up high. And that is ball 4. And the bases are now loaded for the Storm. Aliazik trying to drive in some runs. Bases are now loaded. Douglas is on third. Trevino is on second. Rules on first. Only 1 out here in the third inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Oh, 1 the count. Jordan fires. Outside, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count. The pitch on its way down low, and it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Jordan fires. Fouled back, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Bases are loaded with 1 out, and the pitch lifted up into right field. Catch is made, coming home, but now going back, and they hold the runners. Bases are still loaded with 2 down. Douglas thought about coming home, but decided not to. Here's Abby Cavazos. Bases are loaded now, 2 outs. Here in the top of the third, Saints leading 6-0. Jordan the windup. Outside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes here on Cavazos. The pitch. Foul back, 1-1. Douglas on third, Trevino on second, Rule on first. The pitch here to Cavazos. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Jordan sets. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan again will fire. It's a 2-2. Lifted out towards second. Here's the flip over to second, and it's there. Saints get out of a huge jam on the fielder's choice throw to second. And at midway through 3, it's the Saints 6, Chemeketa nothing. First home run of the game was hit by Gina Allen. She will lead off here in the bottom half of the third, and the Saints leading the Storm 6-0 here in our second of 2 here on this lovely 70-degree Saturday afternoon in Gresham. The final game in which we will bring you until May 10th, in which the Mount Hood Saints will host Centralia. But we unfortunately have to take a few months off. First pitch to Allen outside, and that is ball number 1. You still follow along with Mount Hood Saints on Game Changer. They stream all their games live as well. It's always a way to tune in. Wish him good luck this season as Allen pops that one up into foul territory. As the catch is made there by Isabel Trevino for out number 1. Sarah Martin, who walked back in the first inning, sees her second appearance of the day. Jessica Rule still on the mound here for the Storm, as that one is just outside the zone for ball 1. One and 0, the count on Sarah Martin, the pitch. In the dirt, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. The count here on Sarah Martin. The pitch down the middle, 2-1. Sarah Martin with a 2-1 count. Rule sets and fires outside. 3 balls and a strike. Three and 1 the count here on Sarah Martin. And that will be ball 4. Sarah Martin will take her base. That'll bring up Lily Bravo, who grounded out to second to end the first. Sarah Martin, 2 appearances, 2 walks, and now she is the runner at first. First pitch to Bravo, into right field for a base hit. Sarah Martin to second, Bravo to first. Both of them will stay put, and it's a single for Lily Bravo to put 2 on with 1 out here in the third. Sarah Martin now on second, Lily Bravo on first. Lizzie Brock-Miller at the plate. Jessica Rule on the mound, fires, and that one fouled back, and it's 0-1. Time is called here by the umpire, and now pitcher, catcher, and now an infield meeting for the Storm. Oh and 1 here, the count on Brock-Miller. Rule fires, and that one fouled back. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. The count here on Lizzie Brock-Miller. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 down. Here's Izzy Brock-Miller now. Sarah Martin and Lily Bravo on base. They're on first and second. First pitch here is down low. Sarah Martin running to third, and she is going to slide in safely. Lily Bravo to second. And now the Saints with runners in scoring positions with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Want to know the count here? Brock-Miller stands, waits, and Rule fires. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rule in the formation, sets, fires outside. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Izzy Brock-Miller with a 2-1 count. Second and third, 2 down. The pitch. Fouled back, and it's now 2-2. Brock-Miller, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jessica Rule sets and fires. And that's going to drop in right field for a base hit. Rounding third, coming home. Here's Bravo. She's going to score. It's a 2-run RBI single for Izzy Brock-Miller as Sarah Martin and Lily Bravo come in to score. And the Saints now have an 8-0 lead. Back to the top of the lineup now, Ava Carroll, 0 for 2 so far in game 2, grounding out twice, 1 to second, 1 to short. First pitch to her is fouled back, and it's 0-1. And now time is called by the umpire. Coach Quayle's now coming out. And I believe that Jessica Rule is done. And we are going to get a pitching change. Or perhaps it might just be a new glove. And I believe that's what it's going to be. So a new glove here for Jessica Rule. Two outs here in the bottom of the third. Saints with an 8-0 lead. Looking to remain perfect this season. Would go to 17-0. They would drop Chemeketa to 3-11. Next week, they will welcome in the Southwest Oregon Lakers. Should be two very close and exciting games. Storm will head home next Saturday. Welcome in the Clark Penguins. So 0-1 the count here on Ava Carroll. Jessica Rule remains in now with a new glove. Runner on first, that's Brock Miller. 0-2 now the count here on Ava Carroll. Rule sets. And now fires it. Carroll over to second, flips it to second. That is in time, and that will end the inning. So they decide to get the lead runner, Brock Miller, at second. They get her just in the nick of time, and we are at the end of 3 here in Gresham. But the Saints had a couple more. They've got 8, and they've got an 8-0 lead as we head to 4. Ruby Shoemaker will get things started here for the Storm in the top of the 4th inning as she fouls the first pitch over the first base dugout, and the count now goes to 0-1. Jordan still on the mound for the Saints, fires the next pitch as that one is dribbled off her foot. Here's the throw to first. It's in time for out number 1. So take the out off the board. Shoemaker is not done. It glazed off her foot like we had said. The umpires did not catch it, but we did. So it will go as a foul ball, and the count now 0-2 here. Jordan fires again, and that one is up high, and it's 1-2. One and two the count here. Jordan fires, and that one is down low. Want to check her swing, and she didn't go, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan again, 2-2. And that one hits the dugout. Two and two the count here. As that one is lifted out into right field, dropping for a base hit. And Shoemaker with a leadoff single. So now Maddie Forst with a runner on first. That's Ruby Shoemaker. Nobody out here in the top half of the fourth. Saints leading at 8-0. Swing and a miss for strike one. Owen won the count here. Next pitch, bunted down. It's a fair ball. Throw to first. They got her for out number one, but it advances Shoemaker to second. As Force with the sacrifice bunt. Here is Tapuosa. Throw over to first. Got her for out number two. But Shoemaker will take third. As the dribbler play is made there. At third base. So now 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. As that brings us back to the top of the lineup, Sierra Hernandez will try to drive a run home here for the Storm. First pitch on the way, in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Owen won the count. Jordan fires. And that one just missing on the outside. It's 1-1. One on. Shoemaker on third. Jordan fires it down low, and it's 2-1. Jordan, a 2-1 count. She fires, and that one is in there. It's 2-2. Big pitch coming here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 gone here in the fourth. Jordan, the pitch on the outside, and it's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another major pitch coming here for Julia Jordan, wearing number 19 in red for the Mount Hood Saints. The 3-2 is swung on and fouled back as it goes in between the back fence and the backstop. So the count remains 3-2, and we'll do it again. Jordan, 3-2. Runner on third, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove to retire the side. We are midway through 4. It is the Mount Hood Saints 8 and the Chemeketa Storm nothing. Madison Walker will start things off here in the bottom half of the 4th. Saints on top 8-0. Isabel Trevino still on the mound here for the Storm as the first pitch is dribbled into center field, base hit. Play is going to be made there by Tapuosa as Madison Walker has a leadoff single here in the 4th. Peyton Foreman grounded out her last at bat. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. Storm giving up 8 runs to the Saints in the first 3 innings. Trevino sets, fires it, and that one is into center field as well for a base hit. Another single here as it's Peyton Foreman to get to first. Madison Walker advances to second, and now the Saints have 2 on with nobody out, and that brings up Hope Burke. A correction on the batter. It is Macy Tovar taking the place of Hope Burke as she takes ball 1 on the outside. Madison Walker on second. Peyton Foreman on first. The pitch is up high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 here. Tovar swings and misses. It's 2-1. Two one in there for a called strike, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes 2 runners on base. Trevino fires, and that one dribbled down the line, hits third base. A one-handed scoop catch is made by Saints coach Brittany Hendrickson. Throws it back to the mound. Macy Tovar with a 2-2 count once again. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Trevino sets, fires, outside, and the count full. Three balls and 2 strikes here to Macy Tovar. As she dribbles that one to third, towards third, and everyone is going to be safe. A play could not be made, and now the Saints have bases loaded with nobody out. Jasmine Barella, bases loaded, nobody out. Saints with an 8-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Game 2 of a series where they took game 1 15-1 to keep their undefeated season going. They are now 16-0, looking at 17-0. Pitching change once again here for the Storm. And now switching with Trevino is Jessica Rule once again. Madison Walker is the runner on third. Peyton Foreman is the runner on second. Macy Tovar is the runner on first. Jasmine Barella is the batter at the plate. Now some discussion with the home plate umpire and one of the assistant coaches here for the Storm. Storm have only used a couple pitchers here today. Mount Hood has used kind of a rotation. We saw Bella Carrazzo early on, followed by Camille Schmidt. Julia Jordan has pitched so far all of game number 2. The outfielder's starting to get a little restless, impatient, as some changes are being made. Now we can resume play once the umpire is done communicating over with the scorers. At this time, we'd like to remind you once again the upcoming schedules for both of these teams. Neither one will play until next Saturday. Both of them will be at home for the Chemeketa Storm. They will welcome in the Clark Penguins. First pitch for that one will be 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. As for the Mount Hood Saints, it'll be likely the NWAC South game of the week, as it will be Southwest Oregon and Mount Hood, the 2 teams atop the division. That one's set for noon and 2 right here in Gresham. We will bring you the May 10th game against Centralia. That will be our next broadcast. And now we resume play. Jessica Rule is back on the mound. Jasmine Barella is at the plate. Bases are loaded for the Saints. First pitch outside, and it's 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes here on Barella. The pitch, low and away, and it's 2-0. Sarah Martin is on deck. Nobody out here in the 4th. Saints 8, Storm nothing. 2-0. Lifted up. Catch is going to be made there for out number 1, as the catch is going to be grabbed there out at shortstop by Sierra Hernandez. So now that'll bring up Sarah Martin. Sarah Martin in her first 2 appearances walked both times as she takes ball 1 in the dirt. Once again, bases are loaded, but 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Saints leading this game 8-0 after winning game 1 15-1 over the Chemeketa Storm. 1-0 the count here on Sarah Martin. Jessica Rule fires the pitch, and it's down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Madison Walker on third, Peyton Foreman on second. And the pitch is up high, 3 balls and a strike. Macy Tovar is on first. Bases loaded now with a 3-0 count on Sarah Martin. 1 more run can come in. That would be Madison Walker on the walk. The pitch in there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike here on Sarah Martin as she asks for time. Sarah Martin with a 3-1 count. The pitch, swing and a miss, 3-2. A full count now on Sarah Martin. The rule in the set. With the bases loaded, fires the 3-2, and it's fouled back, so we'll do it again. Three balls and 2 strikes. Sarah Martin, who had a 3-0 count. The pitch, up high. A bases loaded walk. Madison Walker will touch home, and the Saints now have a 9-0 lead. 3 appearances for Sarah Martin and 3 walks. Maggie Bryan, the next batter, takes strike 1 right down the middle. Bases loaded once again, swing and a miss. 0-2. Saints have scored a run in every single inning. At least 1. They scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 1 here in the 4th. As that one outside, and it's now 1-2. One, 2 on Maggie Bryan. The pitch lifted out as it will be caught for out number 2 by the second baseman, Ruby Shoemaker. And now there's 2 down here in the 4th. Ball 1 down in the dirt. Jessica Rule fires the next pitch, and it's in there for a called strike, and now it's 1-1. One and one the count. Bases loaded once again for the Saints. And the pitch outside, 2-1. Two balls and a strike here with 2 gone in the 4th. Saints leading it 9-0 now after the walk. And that one is in there for a strike. And now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's all 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch, swing and a miss. Struck her out. As Jessica Rule gets out of that one, only giving up 1. And that was the walk to Sarah Martin, bringing Madison Walker as the 9th run home. We are at the end of 4 here in Gresham, and the Mount Hood Saints lead in game 2. It's 9-0. Sarah Martin on the mound now for the Saints as we are entering the top of the 5th inning. Saints leading this game 9-0. First pitch to Hernandez is outside for ball 1. It's Cassandra Douglas as she takes that one for ball 2. Sarah Martin with 2-0. In there, it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike here as Douglas fouls that one back, and it's 2-2. Cassandra Douglas had a single back in the second. That one is going to be caught in shortstop. One gone here in the 5th. Gina Allen makes the catch, and the Saints have one out here in the top of the 5th. Isabel Trevino takes ball 1 up high. Saints leading 9-0 here in the 5th. That one up high, but called for a strike. It's 1-1. Sarah Martin, the 1-1 pitch. Outside and low, it's 2-1. Two balls and one strike to count. Sarah Martin, the pitch. Lifted out into left field, but that one dropping foul. And it'll be 2-2. Isabel Trevino now in a 2-2 count. Sarah Martin, the pitch. Down low and the count full. Three balls, two strikes, one out here in the 5th as that one is fouled back and it remains full. Isabel Trevino now with the count full. That one in there, called strike 3, 2 down. Jessica Rule, 2 outs here in the 5th, down by 9. Take strike 1 down the middle, and it's 0-1. Sarah Martin now 0-1 pitch down low, and it's 1-1. Sarah Martin, the 1-1. Down low again, 2-1. Rule struck out in the 1st. She walked, and now here is Allen over to first. And that will retire the side and end the game. The Mount Hood Saints take game 2 by a final of 9-0. They sweep the series here on this Saturday afternoon, getting a 15-1 win in game 1 and a 9-0 win here in game 2 as the Chemeketa Storm will drop now. They are now 3-11. For the Mount Hood Saints, they remain perfect on the year, 17-0 as they win their first two series openers this weekend here in Gresham. They will welcome in the Southwest Oregon Lakers next Saturday, the 23rd, set for a 12-2 first pitch time. Chemeketa will return home next Saturday to take on the Clark Penguins. Thank you for joining us on this lovely 70-degree day from Gresham. As always, fantastic work by my cameraman, Janice Wilson. Thank you very much for being here with me this weekend. For him and the rest of our great crew, I'm Jackson Allen saying so long from Gresham. The Saints get the win here today on Saturday, the 16th of March, the first beautiful weekend we've had in a while. So long, everybody.